いや何してんのもうムーンドラなんだが2も入ってるわ C ボタンも押してないわ最悪
It's like when people don't want to play new fighting games because they don't want to learn all over again. It's like, oh, there's another fighting game I could play instead of this one. It's like instead of playing Stride, people could play a new fighting game, but some people will not want to play a new fighting game because they don't want to go through the learning process again of, you know, playing a new fighting game. The troublesome experience? Yeah, that's the other problem with fighting games. Well, it's not fighting games, it's competitive games in general. People think losing doesn't give any meaning when you should use every time you play someone as a way to get better. It's like, oh, you have something to work on. You have new reaction tests to learn. You have new reflexes you have to worry about. You have matchup experience to think about. You have combos that you need to work on in certain situations. Your snap decision thinking needs to improve as well. There's a lot that you can learn from losing, because sometimes you're like, hey, why did I lose in this exchange, or what was I thinking about? But people don't think of it like this, like, oh, I lost, I'm not a good player. Like, people will dead ass be like, oh, you got second place or third place at a tournament, you suck. Like, people will actually think that. Oh, he didn't do that properly. Don't throw a ring, thank you. Holy shit. Alright, cool. He still did 4 BC. What a monster. You don't like Dante's currency because you have to relearn all in different contexts? Yeah, I think Dante's is fine. They just... multi-blood players are like standard fighting game players. They just say shit about a character that's newly released that doesn't have immediate results. Ego focus projector, so losing feels more like an attack than a form of feedback. Yeah. I think that's the way most people were raised when they were younger. A lot of people when they were young were told that if you lose, then nothing matters. Nothing matters but winning. So if you lose, you know, you don't get anything from losing, which is not true. So sometimes when people win in fighting games, they're not necessarily... It's gonna sound weird, but when people win in fighting games, they may not be better than other people solely because they're not understanding certain interactions. So like somebody will say like, oh, I'm pretty good at like Strive, right? Oop, hold up.
5B を先に使っちゃったときは 4BC を使って同技をごまかすとするとまあ普通に 4BC のダメが高いのもあって結構減るっていうのを分かってはいたけどなかなか強制できひんからもう
Like a lot of people who play Strive will say like, oh, they're pretty good when they don't understand how FD works. Like, I've seen so many people who say, like, they're good at Strive, but I'll see them not FD certain strings and they get fucking killed. And they'll be like, oh, you know, just FD, they say. And it's like, yeah, you don't understand how to FD. But, you know, if no one teaches you how to do a mechanic, then those people who you think are good are also not good. There's a reason Unga Bunga is a term, yes, you won, but did you really beat them? I hate that term, but it's true. Like, people will just fucking fly in and mash, but they'll just fly in and force their turn, but they really won't understand those certain interactions. Like, they have a goldfish memory about what happened, and then they think the game sucks or that they're better than that person because of XYZ, right? It's 100 Misusta? It is, yeah.
Box is so godlike, he's giving him advice right now as we speak.
TB Destroyer. Thank you for following. What's up? Oh, he's testing stuff. Oh, is that Bucky again? Yeah, it's still learning. Does he eat up the whole time? Yeah, he eats up the rest of the time, it looks like. Okay. The timing on that was crazy. Yeah.
Box is so godlike, he's giving him advice right now as we speak.
Rich, but not really. Thank you for the follow. What's up? I love that new alert. I love EJ. EJ's the homie. 2C, 24, 5C, wheel. Dun, 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 dun. Oops, too high.
そっかよ。
He was still in the ring. That sucks. And he drops confirm.
ごめんよ。
What should I say?
俺が下手なばっかりに全くコンボできん。
That's fine. Yeah, you don't have to commit. You just fucking keep him there. Whee! Hey, fake double overhead. But yeah, just because you think you got a couple of wins doesn't really mean you understand how to play the fighting game. Which is like, again, that's okay. If you're playing for fun, that's fine. But once you say like, I'm a pretty good player, to me that means you understand like a lot of nuance in the game. When you don't really understand, you just say shit. I think a lot of people, again, are brain rotted by Strive, unfortunately. This is a lot of new. That's like a lot of people's first fighting game. Strive is fairly simple compared to other fighting games, but it's still not that easy, as shown by the characters in the game. It's like, oh, you play Happy Chaos, if you play any character in Guilty Gear Strive, you are cringe. That's what I've heard. And I'm like, damn, I wonder what it's like to fucking hate fighting the cast of a fighting game. That's crazy. I would just do something else. What's this game? Wish to be half the mana as Shijo. Yeah, Shijo's not good. What's up, Naito? Hey, Malik was good.
で前に投げた方が裏に落ちやすい。
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
ちょっとだけ裏落ちにくくなる。
Not to say that, like, you know, it hasn't existed before, but it got sped up with Strive. Like, people definitely had terrible takes of fighting games before, but, you know, with the advent of Strive and the pandemic, a lot of people think their opinions are facts when that's not the case. Ooh, scary. That's fine. Yeah. Wow, that's still punished? Damn.
なりそうな気がして。
DP. Oops, he fucked up his DP. Damn, he did high shield, high shield. Nope. Confirm. Nice. People did say that shit. Yeah. If you can watch Teeps. So if you can, it's TEAP $. That's how he spells his name. So you can find him on like YouTube or something. He's an EU. Is he French? I don't want to misconstrue what he is.